It's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Citi Prime News. The news is live from our studio at Adabraka in Accra. I am Zoe Abubeduado. Coming up, Korle-Bu renal unit closed for over a week, sparking health fears among patients. We'll take you live to the hospital for an update on the situation. Also coming up, President Mahama's 120-day social contract ends tomorrow with 7 key promises outstanding. Meanwhile, the president is expected to address the nation on progress made.
On Wednesday, the president will hold a broadcast in which he will render account for his stewardship in the last 4 months or 120 days.
Still ahead, Supreme Court unanimously overrules objection raised by Godfrey Dame over Justice Bafo-Boni presiding over injunction application challenging the Chief Justice's removal. And later, Minority Leader Alexander Penyumarkin petitions IGP over alleged assault at protest and demands disciplinary action against police officer. The news is live across a number of our partner stations. In the Western region, we're on Premier 100.5 FM and Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady. In the Bono region, we're on J Live 95.5 FM in Sunyani. Ashanti region, Orange FM 107.9 in Kumasi. Volta region, Akpini Radio 96.7 MHz in Kwando, Heritage FM 107.3 FM in Hohoi. In the northern region, we are on Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi. Upper East, Word FM 88.3 in Zwarungu. Upper West region, Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura. In the Northeast region, we're on Eagle FM 94.1 in Walewale. Across the globe, we are live on citinewsroom.com.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Many thanks for your time this afternoon. Now the government is racing against time to fulfill its 120-day social contract with Ghanaians. Tomorrow, May 7, 2025, marks exactly 120 days since President John Dramani Mahama was sworn into office, marking the deadline for fulfilling key promises outlined in the 2024 NDC manifesto. 19 promises have been fulfilled, with 2 in progress, while the government is yet to deliver on 7, which include a review of taxes on vehicles, commencement of the 24-hour economy policy, a ban on illegal mining, a review of the Customs Amendment Act 2020, introduction of a bill to streamline government scholarship awards, investigations aimed at purging state security agencies of vigilante elements, reopening of investigations into the by-election killing. Meanwhile, President Mahama is expected to address the nation tomorrow to provide an update on the progress of his administration's 120-day contract with the people.
On Wednesday, the president will hold a broadcast in which he will render account for his stewardship in the last 4 months or 120 days. And therefore, I would urge Ghanaians to tune in and listen to the president so that they can draw their own conclusions as to the level of compliance with the very promises that the president made to the people of Ghana. An update on what he has been doing in respect of the 120-day promise. So he will take each one and account for its implementation. So he is very committed to running a transparent administration, and part of that is meeting the press regularly. He will meet the press at a designated time, and we will announce that for everybody to hear. But on Wednesday, that's May 7th, he will do a broadcast in which he will outline the implementation status of the 120-day promise.
Felix Ofosu-Kwakye is the Minister of State in charge of government communications. Now, following the launch of the Code of Conduct for government appointees yesterday, the government is also set to launch a digital portal for reporting breaches of the code.
Kindly do not put me in a position where I have to make that drastic choice. Because when it comes to protecting the integrity of this government, I will not compromise. Citizen engagement and reporting. Accountability does not end at the walls of this room and in just one code of conduct. I invite the citizens of Ghana to play a role in monitoring compliance of this code. A portal will be created for the public to report suspected breaches with guarantees of confidentiality and impartial investigation. Ladies and gentlemen, what we launched today is more than a code. It is a declaration of intent. It is the foundation of a new ethos in public service, one that values ethics over expediency, duty over indulgence, country over self. We're here to serve and will serve with honor.
That was the voice of President John Dramani Mahama. Now, the renal unit at the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital has been closed for over a week, leaving patients who rely on dialysis without access to critical care. Many of them say they've received no formal communication from the hospital about the reasons for the closure, raising concerns about their health and safety. Joining me on the phone lines for more on this is my colleague Eno Safo. Good afternoon, Eno.
Good afternoon, Zoe.
Has any reason been given for the closure of the renal unit?
So this morning, after the news broke that the renal unit had been shut down for over a week, I came to the Korle-Bu Dialysis Center to see for myself, and truly they were only open to emergency cases. So I rushed to the PRO's office, but he says they are going to meet with management to discuss the way, what they intend to do to reopen the unit to outpatient patients. So I'm here with the spokesperson for the renal patient, Mr. Kojoba Ahinkra, and he will shed further light on the situation that we find ourselves in.
Sure, please go ahead.
Mr. Ahinkra, welcome to Citi News.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Ahinkra, how long has the unit been shut down, and have you heard from management? Was any formal communication given you?
I think it's about a week and some days now. I think 2 or 3 days now. But actually, we've not had any formal complaint from them or any official notice from them. But what we try to find out from our nurses, they all tell us that we should hold on. They will give us a call back. But up to now, we've not had anything. It's just about a few hours ago that about 3 patients coming. They've called them to come for their session. That is today being Tuesday. The Tuesday people has been called about, I think, 2-3 hours ago. That they do. But normally the call comes before this thing. So I don't know whether after the news broke up in the media before they are setting up, we don't even know. But we've not been officially been told about anything, what is going on. It's normal the years they are not consumable, but officially they've not told us anything.
For 1 week without dialysis for most of your members, how has it been? And what have they been telling you?
You see, this thing, I keep saying I don't like talking about it. That is why this time I've been a bit quiet about it. You know, we can lose lives for 1 week now. Even yesterday, we can lose lives. God has been faithful to us that we've not had any bad news here. But the point is, it's very serious. Some of my patients are complaining they cannot sleep. They are having fatigue at night because the toxins are building them for about a week now. They cannot sleep. They cannot eat. They are vomiting. You can just imagine the kind of complaints that keeps coming. And it's not good for us. But what can we do? Either you look for money and go for private facility to go and do whatever you need to pay. The least you can pay among them is around 700. Korle-Bu is a bit cheaper, let's say 491. So when something like that happens, please, we beg them. They should communicate with us. We are an association. We have leaders in place. Call us on the table. Sit us down. This is the challenge that we have and that we are working on it. So give us maybe a week or 2. So that at least we'll go and prepare ourselves, look for money, and we'll be taking care of ourselves. But when you leave us just like that, we don't know what is going on. You call, nobody tells you anything. Nobody does not want to own up to tell us what is going on. And what is not good. That is the challenge that I'm having with the Korle-Bu renal unit. When it happens, call us, tell us. We are human beings. We understand what is going on. Because if the consumables are not there, the thing is not there. There's nothing you can do. Unless you get before you can work on us. So tell us what is going on. It's like everybody is hiding behind
We don't know what is going on. We don't know what is going on. What is not good? We beg them. These are human lives. When we lose a life today, we cannot bring it back. The person is gone forever. Maybe he might be the breadwinner of the house, and he's managing. And maybe just because of somebody's negligence or somebody's not doing his work, or somebody is dead and gone. So we beg them. We should look at those systems and look at it very, very critically. Consumables, if it is a consumable, once again, if it is a consumable that is finished, they should come and tell us it is finished. We know they use it on us, and it is finished. It is finished.
I seem very frustrated. But as management has not spoken to you, I'm sure you've picked up the signs. Aside consumables, are there any specific things that maybe the nurses or the doctors have pointed to that may have led to the closure?
No, the machines are there. We have machines. The machines are sitting there. Thank God, the new place, we have about 30 machines there. The old place is about 15 machines. The machines are sitting there. Water is there. What we need is the consumable. And then our nurses too are available. They are starting. You can see they are working on there. They are ready to work. So what we need is the consumable. So wherever it is, if the minister is listening to us, if it is short and we need to buy, they should try and buy some for us, and then they should use it to take care of us. All what I know, all is about the consumables. It's not anything. So we beg them. They should get the consumables. That is, I am also speaking on speculation, because officially they've not told us that whether it's the consumables. But if it is the consumables, they should get it, because we can see the machines there. We can see even some of the those people on admission ward cases. They brought them. They are taking care of them. So what is it? So they should look at it.
Okay. Sankra, thank you very much. Zoe, so you heard from spokesperson of the renal patients, who's very frustrated. They're only attending to emergency cases. Outpatients are being asked to seek dialysis treatment elsewhere. So that's the situation here at the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital Renal Unit.
Thank you very much. That was my colleague Enosa for reporting from the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital. Now to some other stories. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration has cancelled diplomatic and service passports held by several former government officials and other individuals who failed to comply with an earlier directive to return the documents. This action follows two previous public announcements made on January 15 and March 10, 2025, which requested the return of diplomatic and service passport from individuals no longer serving in official state roles. According to the ministry, 407 diplomatic passport holders and 403 service passport holders complied with the recall directive and returned their documents by the stated deadline, while 341 diplomatic and 360 service passports remain unreturned. The unreturned passports have now been rendered invalid for international travel. Let's move on to some other stories now. And the Director of Advocacy and Policy Engagement at the Center for Democratic Development, Dr. Kojo Pumpuni Asante, has described as significant President Mahama's decision to penalize appointees who failed to declare their assets by March 31 this year. While launching a code of conduct for his appointees, President Mahama announced that those who failed to meet the asset declaration deadline will forfeit 3 months' salary. According to the president, the forfeited salaries will be donated to the Mahama Cares Fund to support the treatment of citizens with critical health conditions. Dr. Asante says the president's threat to dismiss defaulting appointees after tomorrow marks an important step in the fight against corruption.
President Mahama on his toes when he declared that he wanted everybody to declare by March 31st. And of course, some have missed the deadline and deciding to basically, fine some of them and then giving the, estimates that they lose their job. And really, that should be the standard, because the law is very clear, the constitution is very clear that you have to declare before you take office. Basically, he's giving them, just a couple of days to rectify it, so that he's not even sort of being lax in insisting that you have to declare. So whoever has not even started the process, then they are very hot. They need to complete it, because the sanction then is automatic. You lose your, your appointment. The point is that what we need to get is more transparency. So
Dr. Kojo Asante also defended President Mahama's decision to suspend Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu, stating that the president acted in accordance with the law. However, he noted that the constitutional process for removing a Chief Justice is fraught with conflict of interest challenges.
It's the governance arrangements around the discretion of the Chief Justice and basically some of the reform areas that we've not addressed, particularly the capping of justices. So for me, the caution was that if we wanted to address this problem, that's where we have to look at. But of course, the process was triggered, and I have seen nothing wrong with what the Council of State has made its advice and decision on the suspension, and the President has followed it. You cannot ignore, of course, all the statements and pronouncements that have been made by members of his party and even his government, declaring a lack of trust in the judiciary and all of those things, the run-up into the elections and all of that. You cannot ignore that.
That was the Director of Advocacy and Policy Engagement with the Center for Democratic Development, Dr. Kojo Asante. You're still listening to the City Prime News. Still to come, Supreme Court unanimously overrules objection raised by Godfrey Dame over Justice Bafo-Boni presiding over injunction application challenging the Chief Justice's removal. Please stay tuned. We'll bring you the details shortly.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel One TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel One TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back to the City Prime News. Now, the Supreme Court has thrown out two objections raised by former Attorney General Godfrey Dame calling for the recusal of Acting Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Boni and a reconstitution of the panel hearing a motion to injunct processes for the removal of the Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. Joining me on the line is my colleague Hansen Ajiman from the court. Good afternoon, Hansen. Why was the former Attorney General Godfrey Dame asking that the Acting Chief Justice recuses himself?
Well, so his argument is that if you look at the 1992 Constitution in Article 144, Clause 6 of the Constitution, it states that where the office of the Chief Justice becomes vacant, the most senior officer or the most senior Supreme Court judge becomes the acting Chief Justice. And since Justice Paul Bafo-Boni is the most senior Supreme Court judge, he's saying that these entire proceedings really goes to his, he stands to benefit in these entire proceedings. And so, in essence, questioning if Acting Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Boni will really not be conflicted in his decision on the matter, because the current motion before the court is to injunct the entire processes until the final determination of the matter. If these processes are injuncted, what it would then mean is that the Supreme Court and the judicial setup will have to go back to the
the previous order where Chief Justice Gertrude Sokono would operate as a Chief Justice until determination by the bench. If it is also determined otherwise, then what it means is that the suspension by the President would be lawful and will bind until a determination by the committee. So he's saying that if you look at it from either way, Justice Paul Bafo-Boni stands to benefit or to be impacted in any way by proceedings that are happening at the Supreme Court. It is on that basis that he asked that the acting Chief Justice should at least recuse himself from the case.
But what with the substantive case? Has it been heard yet?
Yes, so the substantive case is being heard at the moment, which is not the substantive case, but a motion seeking an injunction, which is arising out of the substantive case. The substantive case is seeking to declare the entire proceedings as null and void. The motion at the moment is to injunct the President in respect of the decision to suspend the Chief Justice. And so Godfrey Yeboadame, who is the lawyer for the plaintiff in the case that has been sent to the court as a form, he has argued before the court and indicated that if you look at the elements that ought to be looked at in terms of granting an injunction, they all tilt towards his client, and so the court should grant the request and the motion for an injunction. The Office of the Attorney General has actually objected to this, led by the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Ramsar. He currently is arguing before the court, and then we will get to know whether the court will make a determination on that injunction application today, or will adjourn and give another day for ruling on the matter.
All right, we know there was another case in court today involving Charles Bisu. Kindly give us the details.
So Charles Bisu and one other person who is identified to be an aide to the NPP's chairman in the Ashanti region, Chairman Untumi, the person of Andy Owusu, they were arraigned today at 15 counts, which included corruption-related offenses like abuse of office for profit, and this stems from a video from Anas Armiel Anas, which dealt with the time that Charles Bisu was the secretary to the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. They have pleaded not guilty to all these 15 counts. They've been granted bail to the tune of 200,000 Ghana cedis. They are supposed to have two sureties, and one of the sureties are to be justified for each of them. They are also supposed to deposit their passports at the court registry and report to the Office of a Special Prosecutor once every month. The case has been adjourned to May 29, 2025 for case management conference.
Thank you very much. That was Hansen Ajima reporting from the courts there. To one of our headline stories, and Minority Leader Alexander Penyomarking has petitioned the Inspector General of Police Christian Tete Yohuno to investigate a police officer who he alleges assaulted him during the Save Our Democracy protest yesterday. In a letter to the IGP, the Afutu Member of Parliament is calling for disciplinary action against the said officer. Charles Ozukumi has more in the following news desk report.
Following the NPP-led Save Our Democracy demonstration yesterday, a video emerged on social media of the minority leader Osahin Alexander Penyomarking allegedly assaulting a police officer. Penyomarking was seen in the video slapping the head of a police officer outside the premises of Parliament. Subsequently, the minority leader released a statement explaining his version of how the incident unfolded. Portions of the statement reads, "As I approached the barricade without any provocation, a uniformed police officer stationed behind the barricade, Constable Forsen, a tall, fair, heavily built officer, deliberately struck the left side of my chest with the full force of his right palm directly near my heart. The impact of the hit dazed me and I was visibly shaking and short of breath. In that moment, I spontaneously protested his conduct, asking why he would seek to harm me. The inspector who was facilitating my access along with other officers quickly intervened and assisted me into the restricted area where I had to lean against the wall at the entrance of Parliament House to prevent myself from collapsing. Later in the day, the police also released a statement announcing the commencement of investigations into the matter. The police have written to the Speaker requesting the release of the minority leader to assist in investigations. Now, in the latest turn of events, the minority leader has petitioned the IGP urging disciplinary action against Constable Forsen. It now remains to be seen if the Speaker will grant the request of the police and release the minority leader to assist in the investigations.
Charles Osukumi filed that report. The Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, is warning that delays in the appointment of school feeding caterers will negatively impact attendance and learning. This follows the termination of contracts of all school feeding caterers across the country, directing that no current caterer should provide meals for the third term of the 2024-2025 academic year. Speaking to Citi News, the president of NAT, Reverend Isaac Owusu, called on the government and the Ghana Education Service to restore the basic school feeding program without delay.
It is our prayer that once schools have resumed today, we are anticipating that the government, through the Ministry of Local Government, will put measures in place so that as soon as possible, there wouldn't be any vacuum in terms of feeding of these kids. Because if there is any vacuum and it delays, it is going to affect the enrollment of our children, which is going to also affect teaching and learning. So we are urging the government, once they have terminated the appointment of the caterers, we are not expecting any delay in making sure that caterers are put in place to prepare that hot meal for our children in our various schools. It encourages the students to attend to school, because most of the students, when coming to school, do not even eat before coming, especially when we go to the remote areas.
He also assured newly recruited teachers with 7 to 8 months unpaid salaries that the union is actively engaging the GES and Ministry of Finance to resolve the issue.
Our teachers who were recruited for almost 7 to 8 months, majority of them have not received their salary. The issue came to the attention of the leadership of the unions. We've made a follow-up, and the GES has assured us that they are working in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance to get a clearance to enable GES to pay such teachers. So we are asking our teachers to exercise patience and be rest assured that the leadership of the unions have not left them alone. We sometimes, when they don't see us in public, they feel that we don't care about their plight and we don't care about what they are going through. But I want to use your medium to assure them that we are with them and that we are constantly engaging GES to make sure that those teachers' issues are resolved once and for all.
That was the president of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, Reverend Isaac Owusu. Eastern Regional Minister Rita Akosua-Awate is urging all assembly members in the region to fully support President John Dramani Mahama's nominees for metropolitan, municipal and district chief executive positions. She stated that the nominees are competent and well positioned to advance the government's reset agenda, which she noted begins at the local assembly level. Speaking at the Korle-Bu South Municipal Assembly in Mpraeso during the start of the confirmation process, the minister encouraged assembly members to endorse the nominees with 100% approval to facilitate smooth development at the grassroots.
Your vote as a representative of the people is critical, and your decision today have the potential to shape the development of this municipality for the years ahead. You will all agree with me that our country is at a critical stage in its development journey. The government of the President of John Dramani Mahama has outlined a bold resetting agenda with a focused strategy to stabilize the economy, drive infrastructure expansion, deepen decentralization, and improve livelihood at the grassroots. The success of this vision begins right here with a strong, competent leadership at the local government level. I am appealing passionately to you, my honorable members, to make this confirmation a one-touch victory.
That was the Eastern Regional Minister Rita Akosua-Awate. Now, the Ministry of Health has introduced an online admissions portal to streamline and enhance the process of applying to public health training institutions across the country. The new system, designed to improve accessibility, convenience and transparency, was unveiled by the Health Minister, Kwabena Kando, at a brief ceremony in Accra yesterday. The opening of the portal is a significant step towards digitizing public service delivery, particularly in the area of human resources development for the health sector. The digital platform seeks to allow prospective students apply to any of the country's accredited health institutions offering diploma and degree programs. And that's how we wrap up this edition of Citi Prime News, which came to you live from our studio in Adabraka, Accra. Kindly log on to our website, citinewsroom.com, for more news. I am Zoe Abubeduado. Have a good afternoon.
Citi News, we speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.